All right, good morning everyone. Welcome to the first day of summer school, and all of you are enrolled in ENGI 2304 for this Summer 2 2021 session. Just want to officially welcome you. This is the first day of our asynchronous online summer school version of ENGI 2304. So keep that in mind. I'm not going to require any meetings, whether face-to-face or even virtual face-to-face meetings, virtual synchronous times. You're not going to have to log on at any specific time. We will have at least one session that I will invite you to participate in over the summer for editing and figuring out a template for writing. That'll be later on when you're working on your recommendation report. But otherwise, I'm going to be communicating with you through videos like this one. So I'll post to YouTube and then I'll post them to the announcements. So even now, you want to go back through the announcements. There are a few videos that I've already posted that you should probably go back and watch. And by probably, I mean you should. When there's something that requires a lot of explanation, I'm going to make a video about it. Sometimes it'll just be me talking like this, and sometimes I do try to get out of the house, even if it is really humid in the mornings. Other times I'll be in my office and I'll show my computer on some things when I'm trying to show presentations. So it's not always going to be YouTube videos though. I'm also going to communicate with you through emails, through the announcements, which sometimes I'll send as emails, sometimes I won't. You need to check the announcements at least once a day, probably more than that, okay? This is a summer class. It's very truncated, it's very shortened. We're also going to have a class group me. I just posted an announcement about that. Make sure you join that class group me. I want to say it's not even optional. You don't have a choice here. You need to join the group me because I'm going to give you small bits of information through the group me. And it's also where you can ask me smaller questions. Okay, and especially if it has to do with the whole class. So if it's, hey, when is this due again? You can ask me on the group me and I can address that question. It's probably not the place for me to explain how to do entire assignments because that would require something bigger like a video. But if it's a small question, the group me is perfectly appropriate. You can also post to the class discussion board, which you are required to. There's another video about that requirement. You're required to post to the general discussion board at least a few times a week. I think the requirement is 4 times a week. So you're required to do that. So we're gonna have these kinds of videos, class group me, and discussion board. You can also email me, especially if it's personal. You can do a direct message on group me, but I think email is probably better. It's a little more official. So those are the ways you can get in touch with me. The first thing you need to do right now is go to sign up for the group me. Okay, make sure you do that. You also want to then go sign up for a peer review team. There is another video about the peer review teams. But if you go to tools, groups, you'll see all of the teams there. And these will be teams of 4. If you click on one, it automatically enrolls you. And it can be random. It doesn't matter who's in your team. But these will be the people you work with all semester. And you have to coordinate with them. So if one doesn't submit a draft on time, you need to work with the other people in the group to make sure you can review someone's. Okay, because if someone doesn't submit a draft on time, then they're not able to get credit for the class. So make sure you coordinate with your group to make sure you can get credit. Or you need to tell them, hey, I'm gonna be a little bit late, so can someone still review mine? Is that okay? You can say that on the, you can use the discussion board for that. There are peer review forums on the discussion board. So you need to sign up for the group me, sign up for a peer review team, and then you need to make sure you are very familiar with the policy statement and the schedule. Those are going to be the 2 main documents for the class. The policy statement explains everything that we're going to be doing in the class. The schedule tells you when all of those things are due. So I separate it like that because it's easier. That policy statement is your blueprint for the class. That's how you know where everything is going to go, and then the schedule tells you exactly when those things are due. So make sure you're very familiar with those, and you have to read through them because you are going to then go take a quiz called the Academic Honesty Policy Statement quiz, where you have to state that you have read through the entire academic honesty policy, which is also available under course documents. And that is just from the student handbook. So as a student at the University of Houston, you are already agreeing to it. I just want to make sure you've read it. So read through that entire academic honesty policy, and then read through the entire policy statement and schedule. And then when you sign that academic honesty policy quiz, you are stating, I have read through and I understand what's expected of me. Okay, so that's the first thing. And then that is due by midnight tomorrow. Okay? That's Tuesday, June 8th. Also due by midnight tomorrow, you have to watch the video on convincing engineering resumes, as well as the other video that's stated in the schedule. I can't remember the name of it. It's something else resumes. I can't remember the title. You got to watch both those, take a quiz on resumes, and I think that's it. Oh, and you have to send me an email. Yes, you have to send the introductory email where you're going to introduce yourself. And there's another video that's already posted to announcements about that assignment. Okay? So make sure you do all those things, and you can see all that in the schedule. All those things are due by midnight on the day when they're listed on the schedule. So we got GroupMe, discussion board, academic honesty policy, and the formal email. For the first part, we're going to be doing what's I'm going to call a professional development series. So you're going to work on your resume, as well as your LinkedIn profile, and an elevator pitch that you can use to introduce yourself at the career fair. So those are the things we're going to be doing for this first week. And again, if you have questions, you can always come to office hours. My office hours are going to be Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And there's a link on the left. You can see that link. It says Chad Wilson's office hours. And you can click there and then use the password, which is in an announcement. Okay, there's an announcement for office hours. You can find the password there. Okay, and again, if you have questions, you can always use the GroupMe, which go sign up right now. Sign up for the GroupMe. Or the discussion board. I'm not going to check every post on the discussion board. Sometimes I won't check the discussion board for a few days or maybe a week. If you need to get in touch with me, the GroupMe or the email me. So, I hope you have a good semester, a good summer section, and let's work hard. You're going to have to focus, but we can get through this. Good day.